I love Yu-Gi-Oh! And today we are going to be talking about some of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that you're going to want to play in 2005 Yu-Gi-Oh! Go format. These are the top spell cards that I think you should be playing and you need to pick up immediately if you're going to want to start playing GOAT format with your friends in a tournament or just starting your GOAT format collection. These cards are the bread and butter of GOAT format, and I highly recommend picking up these GOAT format cards so you can play with your friends in real life. Thank you so much for coming on to my channel, and I appreciate it.
Pot of Greed. It's one of everyone's favorite Yu-Gi-Oh cards, just like in the show. This card allows you to draw 2 cards from your deck. I highly recommend putting Pot of Greed in every single one of your GOAT format decks. This card is a staple, part of the Trinity Best 3 spell cards in GOAT format. I highly recommend picking up a Pot of Greed. This card is limited to 1, as are many cards in GOAT format, but this is definitely one that you're going to need in a variety of decks. A staple, a legendary card, and one of my personal favorites. Graceful Charity. This card is a wonderful, beautiful card similar to Pot of Greed, the second card of the Trinity. This card allows you to draw 3 cards from your deck and then discard any 2 cards in your hand. This card also goes in every single one of your GOAT format decks, limited to 1 copy, so this one you're going to want to use wisely and really think about which cards you want to discard off of Graceful Charity. A wonderful, clean up your hand, easy card to play, but I think it is one of my favorites. It's a card that I really love and I'll always keep in my collection. Graceful Charity is a wonderful addition and a awesome staple to play. Delinquent Duo, the evil spell card of the Trinity. This card, by paying 1,000 of your life points, you discard a random card from your opponent's hand, and then they pick a card from their hand and discard it to the graveyard. This is a nasty, evil little card that I really like playing, especially if going first. This card has its upsides if you draw early, but it also has its downsides if you're really low in life points or if your opponent doesn't really have any cards in their hand. Either way, this is a staple, the third card of the Trinity of GOAT format that I believe you should be playing in your GOAT format deck as much as possible. This card is only limited to 1 as well, and a beautiful card, super old school Yu-Gi-Oh! And a real nasty duo to play. I highly recommend playing Delinquent Duo in your GOAT format deck. Snatch Steal, another limited card with a big, strong way to deal with monsters that your opponent has. It is an equip spell, meaning that you have to use it and target a face-up monster that your opponent controls. As long as Snatch Steal is face up on the field, you take control of one of your opponent's monsters for free, except that during your opponent's standby phase, they gain 1,000 life points. This is a great card to include, and I recommend putting Snatch Steal in pretty much every one of your GOAT format decks. Maybe the life points might matter and your opponent will gain a bunch, maybe it won't, and you'll be able to use your opponent's monster to its fullest. Snatch Steal is a great card and a powerful spell, definitely a big swing, a big top deck, and is a wonderful inclusion in GOAT format. Heavy Storm. This is one of my favorite spell cards ever printed in Yu-Gi-Oh! Heavy Storm destroys all magic and trap cards on the field. That's the spell cards for, any of the new techs. They used to say magic cards on them, but most of them got errataed and changed, and all of them are now saying spell cards. They're the same thing. But Heavy Storm is a great card against pesky traps, or maybe you want to do a big push and play it and get rid of all your opponent's cards. This card also destroys your own spells and trap cards, so you have to be really careful when considering playing Heavy Storm from your hand. I also recommend playing this card in pretty much every single one of your GOAT format decks. It is a staple at 1 copy per deck, and I love Heavy Storm. I have a personal collection of Heavy Storms, and it's just a wonderful, timeless card with a very cool, unique artwork. Heavy Storm is going to be a card that you're going to want to think about very carefully before playing, but either way is a great card in GOAT format. Mystical Space Typhoon, commonly referred to as MST for short. This is Heavy Storm's little brother, and it just destroys one spell or trap card on the field. However, this has a quick play spell card symbol. This little lightning bolt in the corner allows you to set it like a trap card, meaning you can activate it even on your opponent's turn in response to anything that your opponent does. Maybe you want to Mystical Space Typhoon your opponent during the end phase of their turn, so that way you can destroy their trap card or get rid of some pesky equip spells or a Call the Haunted. This card is a wonderful skill test, and I recommend playing Mystical Space Typhoon in your Go format deck. This card's super cool and sees a lot of play. There's a bunch of different things you can do and play out your opponent to be able to play your Mystical Space Typhoon before you do a big push or start attacking your opponent directly. Nobleman of Crossout, also known as Knock. Come and knock on my door, NOC, Nobleman of Crossout. This card is very useful in GOAT format to destroy and remove from play one face down monster that your opponent controls. And if it has a flip effect, then both players remove from play all of that same copy of that monster from their decks. This card is a wonderful staple. Unlike some of the other spell cards, you can play 2 copies of Nobleman of Crossout. This card is a great card against some of the best decks in GOAT format, or even if your opponent is trying to just set their monsters defensively. This card is an absolute staple, and I recommend playing Nobleman of Crossout in 2 copies in pretty much every single one of your GOAT format decks.
I've been playing with Judge Julian for around 2 years, and I won this GGPLA match because of how much better he made me.